What's up, guys? So in a previous video, I talked about how impactful these text-to-image programs are currently. This is one example of a machine learning program, but as machine learning gets developed and becomes more dispersed throughout the world, it's going to have greater and greater impact. So to that end, I wanted to get more experience with them by testing out DALL-E a little bit more. Some of you might be wondering what DALL-E has to do with Generate, and as I see it, there's a lot of similarity between text-to-image generators and text-to-model generators. So I see DALL-E as a program that is a good case study for potential learnings to apply to Generate. So with that said, let's hop into DALL-E. You may remember this one from the comparing Omniverse video. Let's see how close we can get to it. So how do we want to describe this? Let's try leaves much to be desired. Let's see what we got. So this made it more of a painterly style, and the fence is huge, and the yellow trees are on the wrong side, but I guess I didn't specify which side or that they're all in front, like layered behind one another. And I didn't specify what type of couch. Okay, so that's fine. Now this one lacks the fence, and I'm not sure what's going on here. And these trees are orange. Yellow trees, check. It's still like a painterly style. This tree looks crazy. And there's couches, but the tables are not in between the couches, even though I said that. And it's got the wood deck, but it's a straight on view as opposed to the angle, which I didn't specify. And then this one got the angle right, and the trees are like more orange again, but there's a lot about this that's closer. At least this one looks more realistic. It's missing the fence, although it looks like maybe that's part of a fence. So overall, like a C if I had to grade it. Next one. So, same project, but let's do this one that's at night and it has some lighting going on. So maybe the specificity will be harder or easier. Let's see. So let's see, how do we describe this? So it's gonna be a ooh, okay. That's this is a better result, I would say. I guess I should have put perspective where this is more like a section. But this gets the atmosphere correct, even though it's like painterly, so I should have said Lumion style as well. And it's doing its best to make like the cabana structure, but I didn't really give it detail of how that's made. See, this one, it's made of these like palm fronds or whatever this is, grasses. But overall, I think this is a better job. Maybe I can edit this now to be closer to the original. Okay, so I got the white. It still didn't get the structure, although I don't think I did a great job at explaining it, so. And then it got light, but it's in the corners. It uses like a generic mattress. It's funny. And then I did say pool edge, and it's not on a pool edge. The only one that's on a pool edge is this one. So, but this one's like two different ones. And then it uses a tree as its column. So this is overall worse. Say this is like a C, and the other one was a B. Let's do another one. So next, let's try to do a plan view or a section view. We've been doing perspectives so far, but I would also like to know how well DALL-E handles these types of camera angles. Let's see how accurate we can replicate this. So how do we want to describe this? Oh God. What is this? So this looks like a baseball field, and it's not in plan view, it's bird's eye view, but this one's a bunch of triangles. Looks kind of like a neighborhood or something. This one's kind of close. So it's got a sidewalk and then rooms that are rectangles, not trapezoids. And then it's got like triangles on the lawn. And then grass areas. And then this one's not plan view either. Okay, let's try something simpler. Simpler. What would be easier in plan view? Or let's do a section. How about that? Boy. So, why are they all drawn? This isn't section, cut, view, this is perspective. This is another perspective. Another perspective. Yeah, they're all perspectives. Okay. That aside, I guess the parts of the building here are implied to be connected by stairs, although this makes no sense. Yeah, here they just have stairs. Here it just has stairs, but do they connect over here? It doesn't look like it. And then here, this building is connected to something by stairs, but it's not shown. Well, not even stairs, this is just a bridge, walkway. Not to mention the central area and everything else I described. So I would say this is really bad. This is like a D. Is that even brick? Or is it just pink? Yeah, failure. Just out of curiosity, I wonder what it would give me if I put in a plan or a section. So when I generated variation, it kept the style, but it's completely different. Oh, this is kind of cool. What's this one? I made it purple, and it's just like buildings. It loses the central area. This one has like a notion of the underground, but it doesn't show anything in there, and has the buildings separated, but it's got like some kind of similar logic, but it doesn't have a lot of the detail. And then it has like this little park area on top. And then let's... So to generate images with DALL-E based off of old images, you just go to here where it says upload, and then you'll have to find the file wherever it's located. So I'm going to the folder right now and have a bunch of images. Let's do this one. Crop it. That. Okay, so here we could see that the generated variations kept the trees basically the same, although for some reason they made them much blurrier. Seems like they have trouble with the field of view. And they did keep kind of the same scene where you have like this lawn, and in this one you have the blue walkway with the gray courtyard in the back. This one interpreted the blue as water, and you got these strange looking people. And then here it's like a tennis court or something. But it does keep a lot of the ideas from the original. I just wish it wasn't all so blurry. Oh wow, it allows you to erase it? Then describe your... Okay, so... let's say I want to erase this part. And then put... So here there's a lot of blurriness still, but it did give more detail. Here the person turns into a tree. And then I made these like plant beds. That's interesting. Let's see if I add high resolution. Yeah. High resolution, no blur. So it still gives blur. Although maybe the tree looks the same. Okay. Very. By 2, it looks like, and I said the building's in the center. This is like off to the side. This is more close up than I wanted. This one's the side of a building and the side of a bunch of more containers. So as you can see, DALL-E actually didn't do as well as I had hoped. It struggled on many different issues, whether it be generating plan views and section views, or generating detail from either vague or complex descriptions, and just in general getting the overall logic of a scene. It does okay at getting physically accurate details, but at the expense of larger components of the scene being completely indistinguishable. You may have reflections in water that are accurate, but then you might have a car right next to it that looks like a blob, especially if something that's further away, it seems to make blurry. So for me, it's a fail on DALL-E. I understand that a lot of amazing images have been generated with it, and the idea of a text-to-image generator in general is the future of architecture, but to use for architecture, I don't see as DALL-E being viable as it is. That's not to say that DALL-E won't be viable in the future, but as of August 2022, it's not there for me. And that's also not to say that you should give up on text-to-image generators, as I've had much greater results with Midjourney. So, thanks for watching.